Good morning, it's Tuesday, March 19, 2024. Peace is a path to the prosperity of a nation. Let peace reign. On the news this morning, court set date for CSO's suit against Rivers lawmakers. Rivers State government reacts to newly amended local government law. Police arrest teenager who defied schoolmate in Port Harcourt. Family of Uniport student found dead on campus calls for investigation. Army releases list of personnel killed in Delta State. And on the foreign scene, U.S. reports death of senior Hamas military leader. I am Ife Chukwumoyele with the news. A federal high court in Port Harcourt has adjourned to April 26 to hear the suit filed by the civil society organizations in Rivers State against the Martin Amaehule-led members of the State House of Assembly. Justice Stephen Daylor-Pam adjourned the matter to give all the parties in the suit the opportunity to file in their process. Justice Daylor-Pam also urged all the lawyers in the matter to ensure they complete their processes before the new date. As you may know, the CSOs are seeking judicial clarification of Section 109 of the Constitution. They are also urging the lawmakers to vacate their seats for defecting to the APC. Lawyer to the CSOs Eugene Ode spoke to newsmen.
Some of the parties have filed preliminary objection challenging the jurisdiction of this court. We have filed a response, but some of them have also not reacted to the substantive suit which is before the court. And it's only in the interest of justice for us to bend over a little bit to allow them ample opportunity to put up a defense. And probably if they have any challenge to jurisdiction, we are ready to allow them bring in everything they have in the interest of justice. So we have taken a date. We believe that the next adjourned date, all processes would have been filed so that nobody complains tomorrow that he was shut out from the proceedings.
Meanwhile, the Rivers State Commissioner for Information and Communications, Joe Johnson, says the amended local government law by the Martin Amaehule-led lawmakers cannot take effect during the tenure of the current local government chairman. Recall that the state lawmakers, for the second time in less than 5 months, amended the local government law number 5 of 2018 to empower the House of Assembly via resolution to extend the tenure of elected chairmen and councillors where it is considered impracticable to hold local government elections before the expiration of their 3 years in office. Speaking to correspondent Onyeka Chinwosu on this, Mr. Johnson said laws are not made in retrospect.
The 1999 constitutional prohibition of retrospective application of legislation says that no law is made in retrospect. Section 4 of our Constitution, 9 in particular, even though it talks about criminal matters, it can be extrapolated. We don't make laws in retrospect. Even if the governor gives assent to whatever the assembly had done, it is not the present occupants of the position that will benefit from it. A law that was already existing, what they are doing is trying to repeal a law that was made in 2018.
The Rivers State Commissioner for Information and Communications also questioned the motive and the process of amending the local government law.
In 2018, this assembly in particular said that on expiration of the tenure of a council chairman, the governor would be at liberty within 90 days to conduct an election. It means that within that period, you can appoint a caretaker. This is their own law. How come the law has changed between 2018 and now? And when you want to make any law of public interest, there must be public hearing. So whatever they have done is in conflict with the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and they know the consequence of it.
In the meantime, the acting chairman of the Rivers State Local Government Service Commission, Goodlife Ben, says the commission is not aware that any local government is conducting exercises aimed at identifying ghost workers. This comes after Emoha and Ahoda West local government chairman said they stopped the salaries of some ghost workers in their council areas. Speaking to correspondent Onyeka Chinwosu, Mr. Goodlife said only the Local Government Service Commission is statutorily empowered to discipline or sack any council worker for unprofessional conduct.
We are not aware of any exercise done by any local government outside the commission. Whatever is to be done, commission will know. Because we have a direction in the local government law to recruit, to discipline, to train. That is our function as a commission. So anything done outside this country, we are not aware. I don't think they can do that. Because if they do that, they've acted outside the law. We as a commission, we're following the law. Anything done by any person outside the commission is null and void.
The acting chairman of the River State Local Government Service Commission also confirmed the payment of the 30,000 naira minimum wage for February and the start of a promotion exercise for local government workers as directed by the governor.
The government that is being implemented. As of now, no local government has reported that it has not been implemented. All local governments have affected the payment of the 30,000 naira minimum wage, and the promotion exercise is in force. The junior staff from level 1 to 6 promoted have been passed to the commission, and the commission has also accepted it and on the senior category now. That is of the government is being implemented on course, has gone well, and the staff are happy with its excellency.
Moving on, police say they have arrested the fleeing schoolboy who defied his 11-year-old female schoolmate at the state secondary school in Rumokurusi, Port Harcourt. The incident happened last Friday, with online photos showing the moment the bleeding girl was taken to a hospital for treatment. Her devastated mother had spoken to our correspondent from the hospital calling for justice. The public relations officer of the River State Police Command, Grace Eringa-Koko, tells correspondent Emeko Otoka that the matter has been transferred to the State Criminal and Investigation Department, and the outcome of the investigation will be made known.
Child 11 years old while he is 16 years old. Both of them are in same school. So he has been arrested. Investigation is ongoing to that effect.
A lawyer, Deborah F. Young, also spoke to gender correspondent Constance Mega on this.
Enlightenment, much more enlightenment. We just have to continue that advocacy. We start teaching about body parts from infancy. You can't expect a child who has been taught about body parts regularly. The child grows up with that mindset. You see that the child protects herself against that. The more this is talked about, the more advocacy around these issues, the better for society and better for everyone.
Mrs. F. Young, who leads the Arise for Gender and Livelihood initiative, however, called for increased sensitization to educate children and adolescents about the consequences of engaging in criminal activities.
Anything that has to do with defilement, rape, sexual harassment of any form, there are laws that are clearly provided. And there are also provisions and sections of the law that has to do with cases between minors. The two of them are minors, and then all the onlookers and the watchers have all become complices in the crime. They would all have to face the law in one way or the other. But if the punishment for defilement is 15 years imprisonment, for a delinquent, the law would have to scale it down. And of course, they would have to also serve their term in a place we call the remand home.
Recall that the incident happened during school hours. Online reports say his friends watched and laughed as he pushed her down from behind to carry out the act. Still to come, Army releases list of personnel killed in Delta State. Stay with us.
The leadership of the Simplified Movement,
Now the rest of the news. The SUG president of the University of Port Harcourt, Azarindo Abara, says the 300-level accounting student Onisoro Udoma Ewa, who was found dead on campus, is suspected to have been electrocuted. Mr. Obara tells our correspondent that an investigation has been launched into the incident. He also said the school management plans to carry out an autopsy, but the victim's father, Udoma Ewa, is calling for a joint autopsy to determine the actual cause of his son's death.
I like that very much. So for us, we are still believing that it's not an execution. It's going to be a matter what actually happened because how did it happen? The industry has not even called me as a parent. That we do. All this on their side, I'm on my side. That is the situation I'm finding myself. I will not mind. All I want is not take the job. If they want to carry out the offer, let it not be on one side of the offer. Let all of us have their representation.
Away from that, the acting Vice-Chancellor of Pamo University of Medical Sciences, Christy Matu, has praised Governor Siminalayi Fubara for expanding the Rivers State Government Scholarship Program for indigenous students at Pamo University of Medical Sciences to accommodate 150 beneficiaries. Professor Matu said this during the 7th matriculation ceremony of Pamo University of Medical Sciences in Port Harcourt yesterday. She also acknowledged the immediate past governor of the state, Nyesom Wike, for providing scholarships for 100 Rivers students admitted to Pamo University since its inception.
We acknowledge the magnanimity of the immediate past governor of Rivers State, His Excellency Barrister Nyesom Wike, in providing scholarships for 100 Rivers students admitted into Pamo University of Medical Sciences every year since the university started. We also acknowledge and appreciate our present amiable and peace-loving governor, Amos Senibon Siminalayi Joseph Fubara, for continuing with that legacy and adding another 50 to it.
On the spot, the Pro-Chancellor and former Governor of Rivers State, Peter Odele, reiterated the determination of the university to produce high-quality medical personnel who would be disciplined and pursue excellence in the pursuit of their profession.
We congratulate you for today's event. You have arrived. You have arrived not at the end of the journey, but at the beginning of the journey. Your future is now in your hands. What has made it possible for you to become full-fledged students of Pamo University? The sky is now your limit. You have had the Vice Chancellor tell you about zero tolerance. We are determined to produce professionals in healthcare who people will struggle to go and be treated by, who will go to the hospitals where they are working and ask which doctor is on.
Elsewhere, some aggrieved members of God Power Wozume family have staged a peaceful protest due to the activities of alleged land grabbers in Mbodo Alo community, Rivers State. Some landlords who spoke to our correspondent called on the governor and relevant authorities to come to their aid, saying some individuals came with men in uniform to demolish their houses without prior notice.
Witness our properties destroyed by TAF Development Authority or whatever they are called. They said we should go to Greater Port Harcourt and meet them. That is Greater Port Harcourt that gave them this place. We went to Greater Port Harcourt. For over a month now, we have written letters to Greater Port Harcourt. Greater Port Harcourt keep telling us they will talk to the governor. They will talk to the governor. Meanwhile, this place is not government land because government never paid compensation to God Power Wins me.
I am here with my family. I've already built, and this land, according to history, is not part of Greater Port Harcourt. So I don't know why this demolition is going on. Without no notice, no nothing, just come in to demolish fences. Look at my building.
The protesting family members carried placards with inscriptions like, "Our able governor, please save us. Governor Sim, please address us. And please, His Excellency, step in and help us." A group, the Niger Delta Liberation Force, Oba Ebemandoni Zone, has congratulated Dennis Otuaro on his recent appointment as the administrator of the Presidential Amnesty Program by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Speaking at a media conference, the leader of the group, Kelly Rufus, expressed confidence in the ability of Dennis Otuaro to turn around the fortunes of the Presidential Amnesty Program following his track record.
On behalf of our national leader and Grand Patron and Commander General, High Chief Ambassador Sobomabo Jakrich, High Chief Egbedi Papa, we warmly felicitate with Chief Dr. Dennis Otuaro on his appointment as the new Administrator of the Presidential Amnesty Program by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, NDLF Onelga Command. Commend Mr. President for the appointment of our son, as we consider him a square peg in a square hole. And we are very confident that he will use his new office to turn around the fortunes of the Presidential Amnesty Program and revamp it to realize his purpose and vision.
He also called on stakeholders and all ex-agitators in the Niger Delta to give their support to the new presidential amnesty boss to enable him to succeed.
We appeal that upon the assumption of office that Chief Dennis Otuaro will immediately address all pending issues by ex-agitators which concerns exclusion. The NDLF equally appeal to youths, stakeholders and all our fellow ex-agitators to please cooperate and give their maximum support to the new administrator of the Presidential Amnesty Program. The Niger Delta Liberation Force, loyal to the leadership of the Egbedi Papa, is in support of this appointment, and we thank Mr. President. NDLF,
High Chief Egbedi Papa,
are we happy with the appointment of Chief Dennis Otuaro?
Yes.
Now, the Defense Headquarters has released the list of the 17 Army personnel killed in the attack in Delta State. 2 majors, 1 captain, 12 other personnel, and the command officer 181 Amphibious Battalion, Nigerian Army, were among those killed last week in Okwama community after a peace mission. In other news, Labour leaders in Rivers State have been speaking on their next move following the end of the 14-day ultimatum issued to the federal government to implement last year's October agreement. For details of this and more, catch the business news at 7.
And now, we bring you news from around the world.
U.S. White House official Jake Sullivan says Hamas leader Marwan Issa died in an Israeli airstrike. As deputy military commander, Mr. Issa would be Hamas's most senior leader to die since the war began on October 7. That's a wrap on the news this morning. Before we go, let's have a look at the major stories. Court has set April 26 for hearing CSL's suit against Rivers lawmakers. Police have arrested a teenage boy who defied his schoolmate in Port Harcourt. The family of the Uniport student found dead on campus is calling for investigation. And on the foreign scene, the U.S. is reporting the death of senior Hamas military leader. The news was edited by Chioma Ezenwafo. To reach the news team, send an SMS or WhatsApp to 0808-721-7215. I am Ifechukwu Moyali. Many thanks for listening.